Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hello, I give you an extra warm welcome. I would absolutely love it if you chose to click the subscribe button and stayed for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, my Natasha Denona Bloom palette is here. Plan is to create multiple eye looks for you. I don't do live swatches. If I do, it's because the palette is a tiny bit smaller. There is plenty of other beautiful, wonderful content creators out there that do live swatches and go through each individual shade. I'm just not that person. Apologies. I typically do swatch the palette once I've played with it and do a little quick video of the swatches. Yeah, that's just, I don't do that on this channel, FYI. Okay, you know what? I can't wait any longer, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me get my eyes primed and we can begin with some eye looks. Okay, hair is pulled back. Let me tell you what I have on my face. Maybelline Multi-Stick as my foundation. Surratt Dewdrop Concealer. I used both shade 4 and 6. I just mixed the two. For cream contour, I went in to the CoverGirl True Blend Stick. It's supposed to be a contour, but it's a pretty warm tone. And also a tiny bit of the new shade that I got for the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Flushed blush situation. So I used those two as my contour, and I used the Westman Atelier in shade 2 as my liquid bronzer, the Rhode Skin Pocket Blush in Sleepy Girl as my cream blush, powdered with the Dolce & Gabbana pressed powder for my under eyes, e.l.f. Halo Glow pressed powder for the rest of my face, and then I did go into some Hourglass bronzer, and that's all I have. MAC Peak Pot and Soft Ochre. Okay, so I took the palette out of the packaging. I don't know if you saw the video, but Miss Natasha Denona actually designed this herself with watercolor painting. She did share a little clip and it was really nice to see that she did put a personal touch into this palette. 24-month shelf life, and it was made in Italia. On the back of the unicorn, it gives you the name of all of the shades and the finishes. I can't remember her saying that we have some new formulas. I mean, honestly, I don't know how many other formulas she can come up with, but I'm sure she can. I don't know yet if I'll be keeping this, but there is that information. It retails for $69. I purchased mine through Sephora, but it's available on all of the retailers that she sells her items at. I'm not sure if overseas it's available quite yet as you're seeing this video, but if it's not, it's definitely coming. She does a pretty good job at announcing on her stories in Instagram exactly when it's going to be in what location, and I do love that about her brand, that they do that. They provide you with that information. Okay, so here is the palette. Again, she designed this. I do think it's pretty. I feel like the packaging does not really reflect what's inside, because I get pink vibes from this. That's what I get. But when you open it, for me and my naked eye, I see more peach. And she did say in the description on her post on Instagram that it's more warm tone peach leaning than pink. But I just felt we thought we were getting maybe more pink. That's just some observations. Wow, I'm just now looking at the front of this, and it's actually almost like third dimensional. Oh, you have to see it in person. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I do have the time to do 3 eye looks, so I think I'll do 1 eye look on this eye, another eye look on this eye, and then a 3rd eye look on both eyes. We will start with, let's do Keen. So I definitely feel, just from looking right now, this shade and this shade are a little bit close in depth, and maybe we didn't need both of those, but we'll see how pigmented this one is. These two as well, like they look different in the pan. They will probably look different when I swatch them, but the true test is how different they look on the eye, because that's when you actually blend it out. All right, so Keen, because I think I'll use Petal as an inner corner shade. It seems light enough. We'll see how light this one is, and if you can even see it on my eyelid. Oh, I think you can. This is a Sigma EO3, and it's a creamy matte formula that I'm using. Okay, definitely a light peachy tone. Now we're gonna jump into this one here in the middle called Brick. I feel like in the promo pictures, it looks more red. Right now I see true brick orange with a slight hint of maybe brown in it, but it looks like a true brick orange shade. This is the number 8 brush from Wayne Goss from his latest launch. Now, the one thing I will tell you is when it comes to Natasha Denona, do not trust the promo pictures, because what you get in person is 100% going to look different than what you see in the website and what she shares on Instagram as far as the promo pictures. She does share videos of live swatches, and I feel that tells a tiny bit more the true colors of the palette. So it's not like she totally, you know, like only shares the promo pictures and then it's complete and then you don't know what you're getting. She does share the true colors when she does the swatches in the Instagram stories and on YouTube too. I feel like, I think she posts them on YouTube. I also feel like when she shares the eye looks that she has created with the palette, you also see the true colors. Okay, and I am absolutely loving this. All right, I am going to add a tiny bit of the darkest matte bark, just to add a tiny bit of depth. This is an Artitude Cosmetics brush. It's just like a small, flat, fluffy brush. Okay, now comes the decision of what shimmers to use. This one is reminding me of one in the Sunset palette. So let's do this one, Lush, which is described as a SF. Is the initials, so like a foiled, a shimmery foiled shade, my guess. I don't know if I would call that a foiled shade. Okay, and I think I'm gonna use Crisp, which is also described as a sparkly foiled. I want to say it might be, like it looks white on the pan, but I feel it has a pinky corally shift to it. This one in the middle, it has sparkles in it that are pink and peach, but this one, well, does it? It's reminding me kind of an iridescent shade. Yeah, that Crisp shade is very subtle and it looks different when you turn your head around. So yeah, this here is Crisp. I feel like I really have to dig into it as well. Yeah, like you can, it's a pretty shade, but don't expect like bam, you know? Okay, now I'm gonna jump into Petal. Use that as my inner corner shade. I think it should be light enough. Oh yeah. This is just a precision lip from Moda Pro. Any like little long lip brush should work. You could probably make this color pop a tiny bit more if you do a white base underneath. But there it is. Okay, I think we'll start this eye next. Once I'm done with both eye looks, I'll go off camera, put some mascara, finish off the touches, and show you both looks in its entirety. All right, so these kinds of eye looks, I love. Warm tones, I love. I just do. I prefer those over cool tones for whatever reason. For this first eye look, I feel like I stuck to this side, which I feel is like the warmer side. On this side, I do feel like we get a little bit more rosy and cool tone vibes. So I think I'll start with this one in my outer corner and blend out the edges with this one. Clover is that pretty, almost burgundy pink. Cinch EO2. I'm gonna tap it in the outer corner, build it up, and then once I'm happy with the tone and how much I have laid down, I'll blend out the edges with the other tone. I have only personally seen 2 reviews, Morgan Turner's and Patty Alonso. I already know that if you're watching this, you're probably watching it mostly to get inspo. I feel like a lot of us, when we saw it, knew whether we were going to pick it up or not almost right away. I was a little bit on the fence, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Okay, that shade, by the way, was a creamy matte, and I actually kind of lied. I think I'm going to dip into this one first. Floss, F-L-O-S. This is a Sigma E25, and I'm going to use this to blend out those edges. And then I'll use that lighter shade to blend out everything. I'm just trying to use as many shades as possible, and I'm doing tapping motions first. I do feel like you can see the difference between the 2 tones. Okay, now we're gonna jump into Robin. Another creamy matte formula, Sigma EO3. And I'm just blending out the edges. And I'm also bringing a tiny bit of this tone into the crease, but stopping it like right here. Okay, that's what we're looking like. NYX glitter glue is on. I don't know if I mentioned it, I also used NYX glitter glue on the first eye look. I'm actually looking at this one here, Ember, and that's also a sparkly foiled shade. It's gonna go right next to that one, and it's feels like a metallic to me, honestly, but maybe it has some sparkle in there. No, it just looks like a foiled shade to me. Okay, I kind of want to save this shade, which looks maybe like a duochrome. Patty Alonso and Morgan talked about the tone, but I'm pretty sure it is like a duochrome type. I think I'm going to jump into Fleur, and this tone here, I feel like it's just like a foiled metallic shade. I don't see sparkle in there. And this Fleur one also looks like it might be a foiled metallic. It's described as DC. So, yeah. That one's a little meh. I can definitely see people who enjoy more simple, sophisticated eye looks enjoying this kind of shimmer. Okay, I think I'm going to use that same inner corner shade that I used for this one. Petal. That's a very light matte, and I feel like more than likely I could only use it as an inner corner shade. I think if I use it in the crease, you will barely be able to see it. Okay, let me go ahead and finish off, and I'll be right back to show you both eye looks in its entirety. All right, my lovelies, here is the full completed face. Let me tell you what other makeup products I went into. The new YSL blush in Nude Lavalier. This glow face palette from Dior. I used this and this as my highlight. The white one as my brow bone highlight, and then Charlotte brow pencil, got to be brow gel, Haus Labs mascara mixed with the new Benefit Bounce mascara. For Oily lips, I have the Hard Candy Lip Blur lipstick, the one that's being compared on social media as a dupe for the Rhode lip liners. Smitten, I'm pretty sure is the shade I have. I think this video is going to go up before that video, but I did film comparing this to the Road Skin and the Ilia Multi-Stick in At Last. Okay, so here are both eye looks, and I do feel they look different. I mean, they should, because I use two different sides. But yeah, okay, so here is eye look number 1. Eye look number 2. Okay. I actually love both of these eye looks. I don't know, I don't think I could pick a favorite. They're both very, very pretty. And I feel like even though on this side I stuck a tiny bit more to the more rosy cool tone side, that middle metallic shade brings it in a tiny bit more into the warm tone side of things. But both of these eye looks are beautiful. Okay, let me go ahead and take this off so we can start on the third and final eye look. Then we'll do swatches and I'll do side-by-side comparisons with other palettes from Natasha Denona. So 1 second, please. All right, I'm back. This eye is a little bit irritated from taking the makeup off, but I put eye drops and hopefully it should be good. I did change up the base just a tiny bit. I went into the Dr. Jart BB cream in light medium, Surat Dewdrop concealer, both shades 6 and 4, mixed the two. Cream products, I went into the Isamaya contour stick, the Rare Beauty contour, liquid contour in Mellow. I just went ahead and used both of those. And then for my bronzer, I went into the Westman Atelier bronzing drops, shade 2. For blush, cream blush, I went into one of the new shades from the Denisa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. It's like the tones she came out with to work as blushes. Spiced Latte. Again, that video will be up after this one, where I use that new product and the hard candy dupe for the road. Powdered with the Dolce & Gabbana pressed powder for my under eyes, RMS loose powder for the rest of my face. Okay, now for this third eye look, I'm just going to, I think I'm gonna dip into tones that I haven't dipped in before. There's not too many, so let's get started. I think I'll start with, you know what? Let's do a halo eye. Let's do that. Okay, this is an Artitude Cosmetics brush. It's just like a fluffy, pretty long crease brush. I would say maybe on the smaller side. And we're gonna start with Bark. Maybe, you know what? No, just kidding. We're gonna start with this one here. Is it Ren? Yeah, Ren. That's a creamy matte. And I have the Urban Decay Primer Potion eye base. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the inner corner and the outer corner. I would say this one has maybe a white base to the tone, and I'll probably have to really build it up. I think I'll do the lower lash line, but not mimic what I'm doing up at the top. Okay, and I didn't put my hair back. Okay, now I'm going to jump in to the brown Bark. This is a Sigma E42, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the inner and outer corner. Okay, that's what that looks like. Brown and pink is such a beautiful combination. So I did notice that Ren tone, it was very powdery. I kind of feel like this whole palette, the mattes, when I dip into them, are showing a little more powdery than I remember from other palettes. I don't know if it's because of the tones that she chose for this palette. Maybe that's why the formula is a little bit different. Let me know if you purchased this palette, if you've already used it, and if you also noticed, like kind of questioned, is this creamy matte formula different than the prior one? It could just be me. It could just be maybe I'm over analyzing. I don't know, but I do feel, I'm not even telling you, I'm going to jump into that pretty shade Equinox, that the creamy matte formula may be slightly bit different than what I recall. So this one says DC on it, duochrome. Okay, so Fleur is also a duochrome, but I didn't feel like it was really duochrome. At least not like this one. I don't know. Maybe I needed to use it like in a bigger space on the eyelid. This one though, this one I do feel. It's not going to be duochrome like indie palettes, but I do feel like this tone is absolutely, at least the shimmer, beautiful. And I feel in the promo pictures is the one that just looked incredible in the pan. Okay, I do want to use one more shimmer. I think I'm going to go into this one here, Fluorescence. But let me swatch Equinox. And I'll swatch Fluorescence. Hopefully it's not too dark. Fluorescence has an M next to the shade, so I'm guessing for metallic. That looks pretty peachy. Let me swatch Rue, which is described as a sparkling foil SF next to it. See, I don't see a difference between the texture of this one and this one. I don't see like any sparkles. But let me do, which one am I going to use? I want to put a tiny bit right in here. I'm going to use Rue. This is a B2 from Blim Bunny. It's just like a little pencil brush, and I'm going to spray the back of my hand a tiny bit and dip the brush into that, and then dip into Rue. Ooh, tap. Okay, and I'm going to put in a lot, just a tiny bit. Yeah, like I don't see sparkle. Okay, and for the inner corner, I'm just going to use that same one pearl petal, my Moda Precision Lip. It's the lightest one in the palette, so. All right, let me finish off, hop back on, and we can talk real quick. All right, my lovelies, makeup is done. Let me tell you what other products I went into to finish off the face. Hourglass bronzer. I went into one of the face palettes that I own. Use the bronzer and highlighters for my highlight and the brow bone. If you have a face palette from Hourglass, you could probably use that and it'll look pretty much identical. Or if you have the individual ones, whichever one, it'll look pretty much like what I have on. Dolce & Gabbana blush in Blissful Mauve mixed with the What's Up Beauty Relaxed Roma blush. Those were like mauvey rosy tones, so I just felt like it would go really, really well with this eye look. Refi Beauty brow pencil, Got To Be brow gel, and then for the lips, I forgot how much I love this combo. It's the Natasha Denona lip liner in 0.5 Clio and the I Need a Nude lipstick in Daphne. Okay, but here it is. Here's the third and final eye look. I cannot tell you which one is my favorite. I think they all just came out so pretty in their own way. And I feel like all three were pretty different eye looks. Okay, let me go ahead and insert swatches, and then I will talk about the palette as far as the description goes, because I totally forgot to earlier. I'm on the Natasha Denona website. Capturing the essence of blooming flowers and the radiance of sunny days, Natasha introduces the Bloom eyeshadow palette. This ultimate essential debuts 15 brand new warm tone floral hues, peachy corals, rich burgundies, and complementing mauves in her unmatched standard setting. Okay, yeah, I would say 100% agree with that. Okay, would I recommend this palette? I enjoyed all three of the eye looks that I created. I feel like Natasha Denona is just, her formulas are fabulous. Now I know not everybody agrees, and that's perfectly okay, but for me, anytime I pick up a Natasha Denona, I have so much fun with the whole process of the eye look that I create. With the blending, with popping the shimmers, whether they are super sparkly or not. I just feel like I enjoy creating eye looks, no matter which palette it is from Natasha Denona. Other than feeling like maybe the mattes are pretty powdery in this palette, other than that, I think everything performed as usual, is what I'm used to experiencing with Natasha Denona. Take that as you will. I don't necessarily think it's a run out and grab it kind of purchase, but I enjoyed it. I am pretty sure I'm going to keep enjoying it. I think the color story, even though yes, it's boring and nothing different than what she has given us before, I do feel it's a beautiful color story. It's up to you whether you think you should pick it up or not. More than likely, the next sale she has, I don't think it'll be included, but it will probably eventually go on sale. I don't think it's a limited edition. I didn't read anywhere that it was. So if you don't mind waiting, I think getting it on sale would be good. All right, so I did pull out a couple of palettes here. Now, not all of these I feel are like, you know, super comparable. I think maybe the I Need a Warm might be, but we'll see. So this is the golden palette. I'm just going to compare them side by side, and then you can decide if they are different enough or not. The golden palette and the new Bloom palette. Definitely colorful. This looks very neutral next to that. Okay, the bronze palette. There is some warm tones in here, but I think they're more yellow leaning. Okay, so there they are. Yeah, definitely more like, although I do feel there's maybe a tiny bit of yellow peachy in this one. The I Need a Warm, I feel a lot of people said this new Bloom palette, they got I Need a Warm vibes to it. But now looking at these, I don't know, not so much. They could be cousins. This could be the more muted version of this one, right? Okay, and last but not least, oh my gosh, it's dusty. The one that I actually felt maybe sort of gave me these vibes, the Sunrise. Did I say sunset? I might have said sunset earlier when I talked about this. Okay, maybe not. I feel like this one has more burgundy purple hues in it, right? Yeah, and then those pops of yellow. Okay, my lovelies, those are all the side-by-side comparisons that I wanted to do with this Natasha Denona. I feel like the Roxa is maybe a tiny bit too purple to even compare. There might be one shade in there that might be close, that might look like this one, but even then I feel like those tones are just a tiny bit more cool tone compared to this. I'm enjoying it. All three eye looks that I created were absolutely beautiful, but you already know that I enjoy Natasha Denona's formula. You already know this. Either you are here to just support my channel and see the eye looks that I created, or you are here for inspiration. But I feel like most of us pretty much made up our mind on whether we were going to pick this palette up as soon as we saw it. Yeah, so take all of that information with you as you wish and make your own decision, but I will definitely keep enjoying this palette. It's definitely up my alley. I very much enjoy warm tones. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea, all the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. Thank you so much for the love that you have shown me after sharing that our Boris passed away. It's been okay, you know, highs and lows. I'm good at times, and then at other times something happens to where he pops in my head. Nighttime routine is definitely a tiny bit different these days. My eyes are getting watery, sorry. But it just gets easier with the grief, you know. You don't get over it, it just gets a tiny bit easier for you each day. So yeah, just thank you so much for all of the love that you have shown me after sharing that. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.